my channel, or if you've never seen me before, then hi, welcome. So welcome to another reading vlog. This week's reading vlog is gonna be interesting and I'm kind of scared, just a little bit. It's gonna be hard, or maybe it could be easy. I don't know. It all depends on something, and that something is this random wheel generator. If this could focus, there we go. So this wheel generator, but I have put numbers in it, is gonna determine for how long I read for this week. The maximum of hours that I have put here are 8. I feel like that's the longest I could read for in a day. Maybe if I do this again, and maybe if I get to read for 8 hours a day, and I feel like I could go for 1 or 2 hours more, the next time I'll do this, if you want me to do this again, I'll put 9 or 10 hours. But for today's video, this is the first time I'm doing this, so 8 hours is the maximum. I feel like this is gonna let me know for how long I really and usually read for in a day. I feel like I read a lot during the day, but maybe it's just my mind tricking me into thinking that, so we'll see. Like I said, this is gonna determine how long I read for each day, so this right now, this wheel generator has all the power. I have kind of like a set TBR for this video. Really, I'm just trying to get through my monthly TBR. I haven't read any books in my monthly TBR, and honestly I've kind of been in a reading slump because the last book that I read was Funny Story. If you haven't seen that reading vlog, go watch it if you want. Basically, I was reading my most anticipated books of the year. That was one of them. After that, I fell in a reading slump because it was just so good. Like, I'm still thinking about that book and the characters and just everything about it. So after reading a book like that, it's hard to get into another one because I feel like no book will compare. If you get it, you get it. You know what I'm talking about. And it's the worst. Being in a reading slump, I hate it. So I want to read another book. I want to get that feeling again. Hopefully. Pretty sure, I'm gonna start with this book, Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. I saw a couple of TikToks, like books to get out of a reading slump, and this one appeared in some of them. People have said, oh, actually, Emily Henry commented, Jimenez is a true talent. Right here, it says it on the cover, so if Emily Henry says so, I trust her so much. I've never read an Abby Jimenez book, but I've heard so many good things about her and her books, her writing, so I'm really excited to get into her books. Plus, this is part of an interconnected standalone series. After this one goes Yours Truly, which I just bought. And then after that, Just for the Summer, which I also bought. It hasn't arrived yet, but Just for the Summer is a new release. And people have been saying so many good things about it. It's like so emotional, so deep, and so like, oh, like so good. So I really want to read that book, and especially now that it's almost summer. But I know that I don't technically have to read these first, but since they are interconnected, I want to do that. So starting with this one, and we'll see how it goes, we'll see how I feel about it, but I'm excited and I hope it does get me out of my reading slump. Shall we spin the wheel? I'm gonna screen record it so you guys can see along with me, of course. I don't know why I'm nervous. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh gosh. Oh, almost there. I almost was gonna get 2 hours, but I got 3. That's still okay. I feel like that's so little. That's what I got. Perfect. I'm so happy with this, starting with this. I'm gonna start the timer. There we go. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Timer set. We are ready to go. I'm gonna start reading Part of Your World, and I'll update you if I need to say anything. Okay, already updating you because if it says Alexis, and I checked, it also says Daniel, so that means it's dual POV. If you've watched my other videos, if you know me, I love dual POV. Every book should have a dual POV, just saying. But anyways, good start, good start. I have to tell you this, okay? I'm gonna say the scene out of context because I'm gonna explain later what this book is about once I get more into it. But basically, Alexis and Daniel, they're talking, and Daniel says to her, oh, I have to go home, feed my kid. She's like, oh, you have a kid? He's like, yeah, she's 1 week old. And she's like, oh, she's really little. And then he shows her a picture of his kid, and it's a baby goat. It's a baby goat. I can just imagine it. So cute. I'm dying. Like, I kind of love him already, but I just had to say that. Hi guys, so it's a couple hours later and I wanted like to film right when the timer was about to end, but I am so stupid. I literally hit cancel, not pause, and so I couldn't show you guys. But you have to take my word for it, okay? I promise. The timer ended. I read for 3 hours. But yeah, anyways, okay, let me tell you about the book. I actually stopped reading at page 137 when the timer ended. This is about Alexis and Daniel, like I said. It's kind of like opposites attract. They're from very, very different worlds. Alexis is an ER physician, is that how I say it? She's basically a doctor, works in the medical field. This has been in her family for generations. The hospital she works at, many of her family members, like way down the line, had worked at that hospital. It's kind of like a tradition in their family, what's the word? I don't know, it's kind of like an obligation. The second she was born, she was immediately like let known that this was going to be her legacy. That's the word that I was looking for, legacy. It's a legacy to work in this hospital. Her family has appeared in magazines, really popular articles. It's a lot of pressure for her. Now, Daniel comes from a small town, which I love it. Small town romance, love. He's really, really sweet. Like, I love him already, like I said. He's a carpenter, but he's also basically the mayor of this small town. He does everything in this small town, like helps everyone, like deals with everything basically. And he also kind of runs the bed and breakfast that's also been in his family for generations, for years. But anyways, how do they meet? Well, Alexis, driving from a funeral, her car broke down, something happened, and he towed her out. He helped her. And then she like stopped at this bar and that's where he was at. And then they kind of met for the second time. And then he took her to his loft, made her a grilled cheese. So cute, like he's so adorable. They basically spend the night together, and since that night they've just been talking, getting to know each other, her visiting him whenever she can. It's kind of like a 4-hour drive from where she lives. She lives in the city. I definitely feel a connection, the chemistry, the tension. I don't know, I feel like it could have gone like a bit more slow burn, but it doesn't feel like insta love. I'm still enjoying it so much, but there are a lot of problems for why they can't be together. They're both dealing with a lot of things. Anyways, that's all I have to say, honestly. I'll update you tomorrow with how many hours I have to read for, so.
What the dog doing?
So it's the next day and I still haven't finished Part of Your World. Yesterday I didn't update you at all because I was just like out doing errands and I was just pretty much busy throughout the whole day, and honestly I didn't really have anything to update you on. It's honestly been a little bit slow, but I'm still enjoying it. Like, I haven't been like really completely bored to the point where I don't want to read this anymore. That's not what's happening. It's just like been a little bit slow, like I said. So I was running errands, pretty busy. As you saw though, the wheel said I had to read for 3 hours, which that's a coincidence. Like, that was my first try, I swear. When I came back home it was pretty late already, and then I fell asleep and I couldn't finish the 3 hours completely. I had, it's still here paused, 1 hour, 3 minutes and 41 seconds. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add that 1 hour, this 1 hour, 3 minutes and 41 seconds to the hours that I have to read today, which I don't know yet. So let's spin the wheel. I feel like I'm in a game show. Let's spin the wheel. Here I go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I kind of glitched there for a second. Oh my gosh, no way. I swear this was my first try. 3 again? No way. I guess 3 is my lucky number this week. We're gonna read, well, actually I'm not gonna read for 3 hours today. Like I said, I'm gonna add 1 hour, 3 minutes and 41 seconds to that. So it's actually gonna be 4 hours, 3 minutes and 41 seconds. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna finish Part of Your World. I fell asleep yesterday, stopped reading at 2:32. Okay, let's start the timer. something to say. I hate her dad. Oh, and of course Neil, her ex. Men, except Daniel. I love him. I am so tired, guys. I finished Part of Your World. I'm gonna talk about it tomorrow though, because I don't have the energy to talk about it now. I have 47 minutes 16 seconds left, so I'm just gonna add those to tomorrow. Hey guys, so I didn't update you all day today because I went to the bookstore today and bought some books, obviously, because I have no self-control. Now it's like when I'm catching up on my reading when I came back home. But anyways, as you saw, I had to read for 4 hours today, but I had yesterday 47 minutes left, so I added that. Now I'm at 2 hours 29 minutes and 33 seconds. I honestly don't know if I'm going to be able to finish it. I've failed so much these past few days, haven't I? Pretty much every day except that first day. Now I have realized I don't actually read, or maybe I do, but I've realized like actually reading for 4 hours a day or more, like it's actually more than I usually read. But actually also these past few days have just been busy. Anyways, that being said, I thought I'd tell you first of all my thoughts on Part of Your World. But before that, I just gotta let you know the next book that I picked was Night Shift. But okay, so Part of Your World. At one point, not that I was like really bored, but I felt like it was dragging on. Like I felt like it was a bit slow. I just think a lot of those scenes were just a bit unnecessary. Still fun, I still enjoyed reading them, but it did get a bit slow and repetitive at some point because Alexis kind of frustrated me a bit and irritated me. I think the reason why it was going so slow at one point in the story was because of her and the decisions she was making or not making. At the end, she did redeem herself. Honestly, at the end wrapped up so beautifully. Daniel though, he was so sweet, like the sweetest man ever, fictional man ever. He was so caring, so selfless. The things he did for her, the way he spoke to her, the way he went about things, so thoughtful, so generous. He just had the biggest heart, had me giggling and kicking my feet and honestly just falling head over heels for him. Like that man, I get that he's fictional. I actually believe it because a man like that in real life I don't think exists, unfortunately. Like this man had a baby goat who he took care of. Okay, like as a favor to someone. And it was wearing pajamas. I can't. That really got me. Abby Jimenez writing, this was my first book written by her, and I've gotta say, I'm definitely gonna read more. It felt like an Emily Henry book. A bit, because obviously nothing else compares, but it felt a little bit like that writing. It just gave me those kind of vibes. Like it was just so descriptive and it was told and explained in a way like so beautifully. And it also reminds me of Emily Henry's writing just because the character development in this book was done so beautifully as well and flawlessly, because I love me a good character development. I love to get to know the characters and connect with them. And then also this included some very serious topics. It was written in a very respectful way. I feel like everyone who's gone through that can appreciate it, but also like how the characters learn from that and overcome it. I think it can help a lot of people who have gone through it or are currently going through it. Wasn't a 5-star feeling, but I still love this book so much and would really recommend it. I think I'm gonna stick to a 4.5. Honestly, it just felt like happiness and sunshine, and I think a lot of that has to do with Daniel. Scratch everything I said. Okay, not everything, but I thought about it more and I realized it is a 4-star. It's not a 4.5, but I still loved it so much. Anyways, like I said, I started Night Shift. It's giving very much Nayli vibes, which if you don't know, it's the ship name for Nathan Scott and Haley from One Tree Hill. So if you haven't watched the show, you have no idea what I'm talking about, but if you have, we get each other, right? Basically, Nathan is a basketball player and Haley is like this bookish, kind of introverted girl. And I could also say Gabriella and Troy vibes from High School Musical, but I just instantly thought of Nayli, which I love those two so much. And now that the Tortured Poets Department has come out, So High School, that song, I've been listening to it non-stop while reading this book because there's one lyric in that song, if you know, you know. You know how to ball, I know Aristotle. Yeah, that one. So it just perfectly describes this book. I don't know, I just thought I'd say that. Anyways, I'm at page 101. It's basically that. It's about Vincent Knight and Kendall. So Vincent Knight is this basketball player, pretty popular because he's kind of like the star player of the team. He's kind and he's funny. He's also very flirty. They've got a banter thing going on. And Kendall Holiday, she's very preserved, introverted, and she's a bookish girly. Honestly, very relatable. Like if you're a book girly, which I'm assuming you are if you're watching this video, but you know what goes inside our minds. Okay, we're hopeless romantics. We have high standards. We think men in real life are a disappointment, which most of them are because, again, we read about fictional men. But anyways, so they kind of meet at the library that's open 24 hours at their college, and she was working a night shift. He went there to get some poetry recommendation because he had to analyze a poem for a class and he's pretty bad at poetry. He asked her for help. She helps him. Kind of started like just a bit strong and just like I was like, okay, hold on a second, like we haven't even gotten to know each other. You haven't even talked for 20 minutes straight. I was honestly just a bit disappointed. I was just like, is this really how this is gonna be? Then it got better. I was like, let me give it a chance. I just feel like I'm already 101 pages into the book and I feel like I haven't gotten to know them at all. Like I feel a bit disconnected from the book and the characters, but I feel like also I can't expect like a quick romance book to like make me feel like that. It doesn't really have a plot. Like I mean, like he contacts her but to ask her to tutor him. So then I was like, oh my gosh, this is really giving Nayli vibes. But then that kind of tutoring plot went away. So I'm just gonna see where it goes from here and update you guys whenever I need to say something. I'm gonna read you guys a quote which really hit close to home. I'm like, oh my gosh. If you don't want to know, it's not a spoiler, but I'm just gonna say it out of context. I'll put the timestamp anyways if you don't want to hear it. Reading is so much fun, but I'm tired of feeling like all the best parts of my life have been lived inside my own head. I was like, damn, like you really called me out. Okay. Hey guys, so I haven't talked to you at all today because I've just been like feeling bleh today. I put on a little bit of makeup to like feel at least good about myself because if not, I feel like I'd cry about it. I definitely could. I've been crying a lot this week. I don't need to say that. I don't know why I just felt the need to say that. You don't care about that. You don't care about my personal life. You're here to listen to me talk about books, right? Okay, so let's get to that. I basically finished a night shift today. There's right now 17 minutes and 7 seconds left. I basically had to read for 1 hour today, but really I had to add 2 more hours to that because yesterday I fell asleep, so I failed again. But today is actually the day that I finally have succeeded. Well, actually no, the first day I did succeed. So today's the second day. But it feels like a victory because I failed this challenge these past few days and so. But I started another book already and so I was like, let me take a break and update you guys because I haven't. Let me just talk about night shift first. Listen, all I can say is that I am so bummed. I was so excited to read this book. I was. But boy, did it let me down. I feel like I wasted my time honestly reading that book when I could have been reading another great book maybe. It was not it for me. It's so sad because I feel like this had potential. Like I really saw the potential in this if it had gone a different way because it just kind of started like, oh my gosh, like these two characters meet for like literally 10 seconds and then they're making out with each other and it's like, hello? What happened to hello? What happened to how are you?
What happened to hello? How are you? My name is.
I was not liking it since the beginning, but then I was like, let me give it a chance because then they actually did, like after that they wanted to get to know each other and it was like being cute at times. But then it went back into the whole physical aspect of the relationship and I was like, What was that? I don't know. I think I tried to do like the whole I don't know what I was trying to do, honestly. Ignore me. The whole reason why I did not like this book was because I felt like it was purely physical. I need to have an emotional connection between the characters that I'm reading about. I need for them to actually get to know each other. And yes, they can be attracted to each other, but I need for them to actually have an interest in each other. I need to feel the chemistry, and these two characters did not have any chemistry at all because they didn't spend, maybe I had 1 or 2 pages about them actually talking to each other, like getting to know each other. Other than that, it just felt purely physical. That's not my cup of tea. Towards the ending, I kid you not, and this doesn't happen often, I legit skipped just a bunch of scenes that I did not care about, which again were mostly just purely physical. And so I was like over it by that point, so over it that I was just like skipping. I was just like no, like this book was not it for me, and I am so bummed. I am so sad, genuinely. So yeah, I gave this 1.5. That's my rating for this book, and I would not recommend it. But if you want to go ahead and read it, that's your choice. Hey, I will not stop you, but this is just my opinion, okay? Let's move on. Okay, we are not gonna end this video on a bad note, okay? So like I said, I started another book because at that point when I had finished Night Shift, I still had almost an hour left. After Part of Your World, which was a book that I really enjoyed and loved, I was in a romance mood, but Night Shift kind of ruined that for me. I'm just like, I'm not gonna read another romance book. I'm not in the mood anymore. I started a thriller book. I was like, I need this. The House Across the Lake. So yeah, this is the next book that I chose to read, and I've already started it, but I'm not that far ahead, to be honest. I don't know much about it yet, but it is interesting as of now, just because it started in a very intriguing way. It was just like, it jumped right into it, and it does have a before, hold on, let me show you like this, and a now timeline. Of course, I found a place for this book on Spotify, and one of the songs on there was No Body No Crime. I feel like that perfectly matches with any thriller book. I opened this book and I saw the dedication. I think he did it, but I just can't prove it. It's literally one of the lyrics from that song. Do you see it? And I was like, no way. He gets it, but I just wanted to say that. Anyways, okay, I'll update you when I feel like I need to update you. I've gotta say, I don't know why, but every time I read a thriller book, the setting is like a lake, forest type of vibe. It always adds to that creepy, dark element. Here, it's not like during the summer, it's like during autumn, which is like more, like adds to the more gloomy, you know, effect or vibe of it all. Hey guys, so as you saw, the timer ended. So yeah, I'll just continue. I'm gonna continue reading until I fall asleep, or I just want to stop reading, and I'll update you tomorrow. I just wanted to say that, let you guys know that the timer ended. I completed it. Yay!
What the dog doing?
I have 1 hour, 48 minutes, and 8 seconds left. And I'm on page 205, so pretty much halfway into the book. But basically, this book is about, well, many people. Like, it involves a lot of people, but it's from Casey's point of view. She's a recently widowed actress. Her husband died while they were vacationing in her family's lake house in Vermont. It just happened one morning. He was gonna go out to fish or swim. They assume he fell out of the boat and then drowned in the lake. He washed ashore a couple hours after Casey noticed he wasn't beside her in their bed, and you know, she's been going through a lot. Her life, her career has gone downhill. She basically got fired from a play she was doing because she showed up drunk on the job. So after that whole fiasco, and then also just like some really bad press, her mother basically sent her back to her family's lake house so she could get away from the public eye. While she's there, she meets Catherine Royce and Tom Royce. They're married and they live in the house across the lake from her. One day she saves Catherine from drowning. They become friends after that. Catherine Royce is a former supermodel. She's also pretty well known and famous. And Tom is a tech innovator, like he has created this app. But anyway, so Casey is pretty much bored. She doesn't pass the time by watching TV or reading. Aside from drinking, she also passes the time by spying on Tom and Catherine. She uses her late husband's binoculars that he bought, and they're really good. Like, they were really expensive. The house where they live in, the back part of it, it's made of glass almost completely, like the windows. And so late at night, not during the day because the sunlight reflects off the windows and it kind of prevents anyone from spying into the house or seeing what's inside. But at night, if someone turns on the light in any of the rooms, you can see pretty clearly. Right here on the cover, that's their house. But the more she spies on Tom and Catherine, the more things don't seem as perfect. She starts seeing things that maybe she wished she didn't see in the first place. And then basically, one day Catherine goes missing. Okay, it just started raining, so I'm sorry if you can hear the rain. Casey starts getting suspicious of Tom. Things don't add up. There are some other people living around the lake. That's where I'm at, and I can't really tell you much else. It did get a little bit slow at the beginning. Not that I was bored, but things just had to build up and everything had to be set up. But now they're getting way much more interesting and it's getting intense. Well, right now I stopped at a really intense scene, so I want to get back into it to see what happens. I'll keep you updated. No! Something just happened that just completely, like, I realize like now that this book, like, there's much more to it, and it's a bit crazy. It's a bit, I don't even know how to describe it. I'm just so confused right now and I don't know what's going on. I did not expect this to go how it's going. I knew it. Guys, I just wanted to let you know the timer ended. I've officially read for 3 hours today. I'm almost finished with The House Across the Lake, so I'm just gonna finish it today, even though I already completed the hours that I have to read for today. I guess I'll see you soon. Hey guys, so I finished The House Across the Lake, as you probably already know. You saw my reactions. Yeah, so I'm just gonna talk about it a little bit because I can't say too much because I don't want to spoil it for you. Things did escalate a lot. More things kept on coming and like more plot twists, and I did not expect them at all. Like, not a single one of them. Well, I think, okay, yeah, I guessed one of them, but like the rest just completely threw me off. I thought it was gonna go this way and then it went completely a different way, and then it just turned the tables around for me. My brain hurt because like at some point things got very confusing, but I like that feeling. That's the reason, one of the reasons why I love thrillers, is that they completely throw me off and I don't know what's going on and they take me by surprise, and this checked all the boxes. Towards the ending, I could not put this down. I said to my family, no one talk to me. I'm at the ending and like literally like, because I need to finish this and I need no interruptions. It was a roller coaster, truly. When I got the complete picture, it all made sense. But even when it made sense, I mean, it was just absolutely wild and insane and crazy. That's just the only way I can describe it. Trust me, you cannot imagine like the ending, what's gonna happen. Like, you will not know what's coming. It was a satisfying ending. At one point I was like, is this how it's really gonna end? There's no way. And I was like, if this is how it ends, I'm gonna be so mad, so mad. But that's not how it ended. Every loose end tied up, which I like that. I really like the ending. So yeah, I give this 4 stars. That's my rating. I really, really recommend it, and it's my first Riley Sager book, or Riley Sager, but it will definitely not be my last. And I know he has a lot of other books that are really popular as well. But yeah, that means we reached the end of this video. I read, let's recap, The House Across the Lake, Part of Your World. I'm lazy, but I'm gonna get it anyways for you. Here we go. And Night Shift, but I read that on my Kindle. My favorite book of this week? It's hard. It's definitely not Night Shift, but I'm just between these two because they're two very different genres, both of which I really, really enjoyed. It was a really good week overall. I had so much fun doing this. Honestly, setting a timer, like for how many hours I had to read for the day, and setting a goal, you could say, really helped me because I was determined. Well, okay. Listen, it's ironic, okay, because I did fail many times throughout this video. I did not complete the timer, but I did succeed 3 times. Still, it helped me just like stick to a goal and be motivated and be determined, because sometimes I love reading, sometimes I'm just not motivated to. I think that happens to every reader, so it just helped me. And honestly, I read a lot more. Since I was in a reading slump, I would have not read these 3 books like back to back. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed watching. Thank you so much for watching. If you stuck to the end, I love you so much. Subscribe if you haven't yet. And I guess that's all I have to say. See you guys in the next video. Bye.